for signs of the severity of the coming winter? Was she stimming? She feared very much that she was. Things that were always there. The sun. Her body, and the barest riffling at the roots of her hair. An almost music in the air, unarranged and primary and swirling like yarns laid out in their colors, waiting. The theme song of a childhood show where mannequins came to life at night in a department store. Anonymous History Channel footage of gray millions on the march, shark-snouted airplanes, silk deployments of missiles, mushroom clouds. An episode of True Life about a girl who liked to oil herself up, get into a pot with assorted vegetables, and pretend that cannibals were going to eat her. Sexually. The almost formed unthought, is there a bug on me? A great shame about all of it. All of it. Where had the old tyranny gone? The tyranny of husband over wife. She suspected most of it had been channeled into weird ideas about supplements, whether or not vinyl sounded warmer, and which coffee makers were nothing but a shit in the mouth of the coffee Christ. 100 years ago, you would have been mining coal and had 14 children all named Jane. She often marveled as she watched a man stab a finger at his wife in front of the Keurig display. 200 years ago, you might have been in a coffee shop in Göttingen, shaking the daily paper, hashing out the questions of the day, and I would be shaking out sheets from the windows, not knowing how to read. But didn't tyranny always feel like the hand of the way things were? It was a mistake to believe that other people were not living as deeply as you were. Besides, you are not even living that deeply. The amount of eavesdropping that was going on was enormous, and the implications not yet known. Other people's diaries streamed around her. Should she be listening, for instance, to the conversations of teenagers? Should she follow with such avidity the compliments that rural sheriffs paid to porn stars, not realizing that other people could see them? What about the thread of women all realizing they had the exact same scar on their knee? I have that scar too, a white woman piped up, but was swiftly and efficiently shut down because it was not the same. She had interrupted an usness. The world in which she got that scar was not the same. She lay every morning under an avalanche of details. Blissed. Pictures of breakfasts in Patagonia. A girl applying her foundation with a hard-boiled egg. A Shiba Inu in Japan leaning from paw to greet its owner. Ghostly pale women posting pictures of their bruises. The world pressing closer and closer. The spiderweb of human connection grown so thick it was almost a shimmering and solid silk. And the day still not opening to her. What did it mean that she was allowed to see this? If she began to bite her lower lip, as she nearly always did after the milk and civet cat bitterness of her morning coffee, she went into the bathroom with the ivy growing out its bangs outside the window, and very carefully painted her mouth a definite, rich, top-of-the-piano red, as if she had an underground club to be at later that night, where she would go as bare as a missing sequin, where she would distill the whole sunset cloud of human feeling to a 6-word lyric. Something in the back of her head hurt. It was her new class consciousness. Every day, their attention must turn, like the shine on a school of fish, all at once, toward a new person to hate. Sometimes the subject was a war criminal, but other times it was someone who made a heinous substitution in guacamole. It was not so much the hatred she was interested in as the swift attenuation, as if their collective blood had made a decision, as if they were a species that released puffs of poison or black ink in a cloud on the ocean floor. I mean, have you read that article about octopus intelligence? Have you read how octopuses are marching out of the sea and onto dry land in slick and obedient armies? Ah! She yelled, the new and funnier way to laugh, as she watched footage of bodies being flung from a carnival.